Please give it up for Neshama Frankling.
So I have a really peculiar relationship to money. I have it, but I don't like to spend it. I am actually preternaturally cheap. I have been known to go a mile for a lower price at the gas pump. I eat expired food because the date is bullshit and I've never gotten sick. Waste not, want not. And so how did this happen? It comes from DNA and the Depression, the Great Depression, and the immigrants, and not having money, and then finally having money, and also the quality of our family, which was not celebratory, which was not expansive, which was not joyous, so that the money that they worked so hard for was to bolster their middle-class status. And I learned very early on that stuff doesn't make people happy. And I learned the word materialism very early on, and I said, I don't want to be like that. And so I wasn't, and I didn't go after stuff, and it felt really good. And then I met a man who felt the same way about stuff. He cared less. And we were putative hippies. So we lived kind of close to the bone, and it felt pretty good. But we needed money. I mean, you do need money. And so he never had a vocation, except me. He was kind of devoted to me. But he had some odd skills. He could see patterns. He liked numbers. He liked to gamble. And there were pork belly futures in the stock market. So we had this money from my parents and my grandparents and from my husband. And I always thought of it as play money, you know, because I like to live with the constraints of what we earned right then and there. And that was my attitude, until two things stripped away that denseness, and I got to feel what other people understand about money, how important it really is. So there was an accident. I was coming on a small road. I was tired. I looked both ways, and the motorcycle collided with me. And he was hurt, and I was terrified because what was going to happen now? He would look at this money and he would say, deep pockets, and he would take it all. And that which had been kind of play money was my security. The lawyer from the insurance company went limp. He said, he had the right of way and you're at fault. So I got a mediation lawyer. And he said, look, don't worry, Neshama, you're paying us to worry. If you need to worry, we'll tell you to worry. And it was a kind of like a Zen lesson, you know, in the now, because I didn't know what the future was going to be. But it was an extended lesson, a year and a half before it got settled. And you should know it got settled really well. He got what he needed, and I got what I could afford to pay. And we embraced after the mediation. And then he sued Caltrans for the missing sign and went into their deep pockets. So the second incident was when my son got brain damaged. And then I learned that no matter how much money you have, and it's of course not inexhaustible, it can't fix the unfixable. It can make things a little better. It can kind of put a little padding around this broken, damaged man and make us all feel a little better. But we knew that the amount that we had put aside would run out. And then there was that Solomon's decision. Do I bankrupt myself to protect my son from the wolves of Medi-Cal horrors? And would he even know what was going on? And luckily, or not so luckily, but I didn't have to make that decision because he died timely and in a graceful fashion. But with those two incidents, I felt the cold wind of no money. Now, you should also know, this is a kind of a sidetrack, that it's not that I don't like stuff. I actually do like stuff. But I don't like to pay for it. And so... And I have ways. There's a free box in our town There are thrift shops. There are my generous friends who feel guilty getting more stuff until they get rid of their old stuff. And they give it to me, and I give it to other people. And if I don't have the right person to give it to, I'll stockpile it till I find the right person. So it's kind of like an odd no money bank of neshama. But I have discovered I've loosened up something, that cold wind loosened something up in me. And so, yes, that money is for my daughter and my grandchildren, the same way that my ancestors, my relatives gave me that cushion. I want it for them. I live within my means, a part-time library worker's salary, some modest rents. But once in a while, something will seize me, and I'll just, give money away to someone or something that needs it. And boy, does it give me joy. Thank you.